in this episode, I'm going to be working on the toilet cupboard. We call it a cupboard because it's literally just a space with a door that the little porta potty, the Thetford porta potty, sits in. So it is basically a glorified cupboard that you do your business in. So I've I've had to come into the garage because, as I said right at the end of my last video, it just started raining. I've literally just come from the van into the garage to grab all my tools from outside to basically try and keep everything dry. And we've got this, like, I think it's like a low that's over the UK and sort of Western Europe at the moment, and the rain's just swirling round. So I think this is going to be off and on all day. But I've managed to cut the board down to a size where I should get it into the garage because there's not a lot of space in here. I've basically carved out enough space to work on this. So what I've done is I've used the panel that was at the back of the previous toilet cupboard that was up against the sofa, because it was roughly the right height and shape to the size of the van. And I've used that as a template for the piece that I've already cut that's in the van that you kind of saw in the last video. But this one, I've modified it to use it as a template to trace onto a new piece of wood. So the way I've done that is I've used an old piece of offcut that has just come out of the van for building the bed, and I've drilled a hole in it. Last time I did this trick, I just grabbed a piece of wood out of my dad's garage, and it turns out it was his favourite wooden ruler, and I basically just chopped it and drilled a hole in it and then turned it over and saw that actually it was his ruler. But in fairness, it was in the scrap bin and it looked like a really nice piece of wood. But so yeah, sorry about that, Dad. I still feel guilty to this day, and it was about 2 years ago. I really should buy you a new ruler. Anyway, so what I've done is I've drilled a hole in this, and then I stick my pencil through this, which allows me to then follow the contour of the van, and it basically offsets the pencil line on whatever you're tracing onto. So you can so if you've got a straight line, a straight piece of wood, and you want to put a curve into it, you basically put this along the curve, and it will draw onto it, and then you can cut out. I think I've got the offcut here somewhere. And then yeah, you can cut out your bit. So hopefully you can see that on the other camera. Yeah, and you can see where basically I've drawn, I followed the contour of the van, and it's put that line inset on my panel. So anyway, that's how I've got to this stage. So I've just traced the template onto this 9mm poplar ply, which I'm going to be using for the walls. And next, basically, I've just got to get my jigsaw and cut out the shape. I've got to try and work out what I'm doing at the top, because now that I've changed the ceiling, I was using that 20mm HDF high density fiberboard, which is a flooring for houses, that was really heavy. I've changed that to a 5.5mm ply with wallpaper on top. If you haven't seen that, go and have a look at the video of me wallpapering the ceiling. That was a lot of fun. Sophie and I did that one together. And yes, it means that this panel actually is too short, because of the height difference in the ceiling, the thickness difference. So basically my ceiling height has now got, I don't know, about 16.5mm taller, basically. So it's not worth writing home about, but it does mean I can't just use the previous dimensions of previous panels because they'll all be too short. So yeah, reminds me of Dad joke. Why is E.T. short? Because he's got little legs. Yeah. So yeah, I think there's nothing left for it really. I might go and get the other panel that I've already cut because it's the right profile to the ceiling. I haven't screwed that in yet on purpose, and I can basically put that on this and just use that to gauge the profile for the ceiling, because I've got the side that I need to cut out. Yeah, so I think I'll do that. Sort of working this out as I go. Standard me. I sort of have a rough idea till I come to do it, and then my ideas basically, like any good ideas, completely go bad. So, well, not completely go bad, but never quite goes to plan on paper, as it doesn't. Anyway, yeah, I'll shut up. I'll just go and do it. tight in that top corner. I'll have to shave a bit off. Must admit, I'm pretty happy with that fit. A little bit of tweaking to the top edge, just to get it to clear the ceiling, and yeah, pretty good. I'll spin the camera around and let you have a look. So yeah, I was just having a bit of a trouble with the top corner here, so I've just had to shave that down. And I thought I was having a trouble at the top here, but turns out actually I didn't need to take that off, and you can see a bit of daylight through there, and it's not touching the ceiling. But there's a beam that runs across. So that's where one of my fairing strips is, so I'm going to put some Craig fixings into there, and that'll be nice and tight after that. That's what the tape on the wall means, is actually it's where I've marked where there's a fairing strip going across, so I know where I can actually put some screws into the ceiling, because I can't see them anymore because of the wallpaper. But anyway, so yeah, using that pencil trick actually has given me quite a nice profile and contour. That matches the van pretty well. You can see where it bows out slightly there, and I've had to come in, and my wires just go through this little divot here in the wall. I might have to find a better solution for that now. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. Once it's pulled into the wall with some screws, I think actually that's going to be really nice. It's not millimetre perfect, but honestly, I do it by hand, and realistically, it's on the inside of the cupboard. You're not gonna see it. It's not a show van, and I think it looks pretty nice. So yeah, that's one wall. I'll go and grab the other one, which I used as the template for the top, and that'll go here and just finish off the edge of the bed, and that'll be the other end of the cupboard. So I've just stood this upper wall basically up in place, and yeah, it's given me a really good sized cupboard. I think that's going to be much better size than what we had previously. It was always a bit tricky trying to stand up after you've been using the loo, because there just wasn't enough space in front of you to swing yourself up. So yeah, I think this will be much better. And then yeah, I've been basically designing in my head the space behind me where the cooker's going to go. But I'm going to have to stop for today. I think every time I go to cut something, just a shower passes over. So literally just as I've started filming this, it's just started raining, and whilst it looks sunny, you've got these big black clouds that keep coming over, and honestly it's just a pain in the butt. Keep having to stop. So I think I'm going to call it a day. I think the weather's meant to be better for tomorrow, so yeah, so for me it'll be I don't know, 12 or 15 hours or something, but for you it'll just be